A lot of fellows don't understand about my tom-toms, how I can get the tone out of them and what I will do with them. But they don't understand it's got one particular thing. It must be tuned. That's why they have independent heads. Well, I tune them always in fifths. I don't know if the average drummer will agree to that or not. And it goes something like this. Here goes. Now we'll try those shell work, and then over to the block, and then up on top. It's what I used to do with King Alpha long years ago. Now watch out for the shell. Where you vary the tone, if you want to go heavy, you get the heavy part of the stick. Want to go light, you get the keen part of the sticks. Now it goes like this. Now here's the light part. Watch the heavy part. That's the difference. The keen part of the sticks for the light part, and the heavy part of the sticks for the heavy part. Now I'll give you a little demonstration on the how I vary the tone. There goes. Heavy part. Now give you a little bit of rim. Now I'll give you a little shell. Now I'll give you just a little bit of wood block. I'll vary the tone. The heavy tone, I close the sticks up, put them up for the heavy part. And for the light, I bring them down to the end. You got to put them out, pull them in, that way. And playing with the band, and the band is in the chorus, all playing nice and soft. Well, then I jump to the rims. I jump this way, like that. Then, as the piano comes in with a solo, I get to the little shell this way. For the press roll. Shell. Now that's not the wood. That's not on the edge of the rim. That's the shell. Now I'll explain something to you about the shell. On the real old-time drum, the shell work, these modernistic drums got this pearls. Well, that isn't got a tone. The rims are the same way. Now these rims I got here got the pearl in them. Well, now it's got about, I'll say, about 3/4 worth of the rim cut out to put this pearl in there. Well, of course, that cuts out some of the tone. Now, and when you do that, it makes it lighter. Or you got to hit heavier. Now, I'll play this way with the piano or the clarinet, something soft, up like in the stick. Now, or else I'll play on a shell with the pressure roll. Now, when the band comes in, all together, an ensemble, now I'll beat with the butt end of the sticks. That way. You see, in other words, you have to be thinking all the time. You want to be thinking to do something different to make the band sound different. Now, I do all those demonstrations, what I've done there. It's different times I use them in a band. And quite natural, it makes the band sound different and better. Because there's nothing harsh, no loud beating, and it softens the band down and makes them all play soft, and those things comes out. But otherwise, they won't come out. And if you think that they're going to play loud, you take the butt of the stick and beat the rims like this. Or like that, you see?
Yeah.
And makes a contrast all the time. You change it all the time, and still it sounds good. I just wish that drummers would even do that. Because, Bill, you can't drum just sitting there drumming. You got to think. That's what you have a head on your shoulders for, and that's what you got to do with it. You got to do the work. tuba, one baritone, one alto, sometime one trumpet, sometime two, and E-flat clarinet, and a snare drum and a bass drum. We had the cymbal attached to the top of the bass drum. And they would hit the cymbal. This is to do with a man alone by himself, beating the cymbal. And that was part of his job. He had to have both hands going. And the snare drum, well, he had work to do. Because he had to keep up with the band and to play what the band was playing. Then when the band would stop, he'd have to march. And that meant that he kept continuously. It's a pretty big job for one man. And I used to do that with play. It was fun for me. And I used to beat the snare drum, and the weight was very lively. And the guys would march by my snare drum just as good as it was with the band. I used to have my second lines on the snare drum just the same as the bunch did with the band. I used to get a kick out of that. More guys they'd drop back. After the band gets to playing, they'd drop back by the snare drum for me. And I'd come on through. It was a lot of fun. And you'd wonder how in the world that a 9-piece brass band could play the music that those fellows played. But that's all they had. And if we'd have in a larger band, well, somebody's going to loaf. Now about a funeral. That's the snare drum's job. He carries the whole responsibility on his shoulders. For the simple reason, he beats the time for them to walk. And he's got to break the time because you don't walk as slow after you get through playing as when you're playing. After you walking at a certain little brisk pace, you break that time down to a very slow walk. Then the bass drum gives it the last slow beat. And you keep that beat on through the funeral number that you're playing. And after you get through with that, it's very slow. Then the snare drum's supposed to pick it up again in a marching time. Not too fast, but just fast enough for a guy not to burn himself out. When they put the man on the ground and they say the ashes, well, that's the drum. It's his cue right there. Tell him to get out of there. And snare drum alone goes out in the middle of the street and he starts to roll. And you roll loud enough that you can hear that roll within a block of where you are. Well, I'll say a half a block. But when you're rolling loud in the street, you can hear that drum a clear day for about a block. And that was my job, to get out and roll and call the band. Nobody called the band but the drum, snare drum alone. And you could see guys jumping over graves and coming out of people's house and out of barrooms and just flying. And it just to give me so much pleasure to see those guys that overstayed themselves and come out running. Some of them with a sandwich in their hand, their jaws all sticking out when they're trying to chew fast and get it down. Some guys with an apple in their hand, or a banana, the peeling banana. Some guys with some whiskey in their hand. And some guys kissing the woman, say, I'll see you some more, goodbye. Get the door slam, bam. See him run down the steps. Some guys with no hat on, left the cap, had to go back and get it, the uniform cap. Oh, it's a lot of fun. But then they all line up. They line up from the drums. you.